Hi, Comrade Jadu, I see you here, right?
Yes, Chairperson, I am here. Afternoon.
Right. Listen, my friend, man, you know, I live in a very rural area of Msunduzi, Pietermaritzburg, right? And yesterday, when I had a meeting from 2 to 5, wasn't linked to Parliament, when the lights went off at 4 o'clock, the 4G wouldn't work, right? So I got completely cut off. So if I get cut off, will you just chair the meeting, right? Because you're familiar with the issue. There's very little to do. We've informally dealt with every clause. The only issue was the policy matter that Kosatu wanted us to take up, which will take 2 minutes to discuss. Hopefully it won't happen today, but yesterday I couldn't come back because I had no electricity and the 4G, Wi-Fi wouldn't work, nor with the 4G, right? Because the 4G is quite problematic where I am sometimes. Okay, will you take over, please, if I get cut off?
No problem, Chair. Fine.
Yeah. Okay, we're about to start. We're 3 minutes ahead. Let me just see who's here. So we have Dennis is here. That's 1. You 2. Jutoi 3. It's myself 4. Right, we'll have to wait. I think Tikiledi is coming, right? And Zolani and Mama Rahane. All right, we'll wait. It's 17.
We are all coming, Chair.
Okay, I will start at 18:00. Welcome, colleagues, in the meanwhile. It's 17.
We are
it's 17. It's 17. It's 17.
Secretary of the committee.
Mr. Muletsani.
How are you?
I'm very well, sir. How are you?
I can't complain.
Yes, sir.
Can you consider me present, because I've got burning issues that I'm busy with now. I'm sure the chairperson is hearing that. Otherwise, the position chairperson is here.
My brother,
yeah,
we're going to vote.
Yeah.
But you know what? You have to be physically present, not physically, virtually present when we vote. This won't take more than 10 minutes. We finish the bill, really. Even 10 minutes is too long. Please, when we're voting, we all have to be here for the quorum, my friend. Otherwise, we can't take it to the house on when is it? Thursday. Let's see how many today. Can you help me in Kulileko? You're far faster than I am.
We have 6 members already.
All right, so we got a quorum. Right, good. There's Mama Rahane there, right? Fine. Okay, guys, can we start? Guys, in the plural sense. Right, so Moletsane has to go. Simon has to go. So let's start. Look, colleagues, you remember that we informally voted on the bill. Well, adopted the bill informally. And in fact, all we got to do now is adopt the clauses. The only thing that remains is the report. And so we met as a study group, and on behalf of my boss, Mr. Njadu, I apologize for the delay. Obviously he's not to blame, I'm just teasing. But the report now, I will just cover the sections from pages 6 onwards. The rest is a summary, right, of the key issues. I don't think that there are any issues. Are there any issues? You got the report on Sunday. Colleagues, for the first part, are there any changes you want to make? Now, a slight difference between the observations you have and I have before me is that Esther looked at the sections that I worked on and she found minor glitches of technical, like a semicolon, and it was an acronym missing and there was formatting, but for the content, it's the same. So on page, can I summarize it like this, right? So basically, we on the ANC side agree that the mandatory rotation of auditors, which is currently a regulation in the URBA discourse in terms of their powers, should become part of the legislation. However, we've attached Frank's, which we sent to you about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, Frank Jenkins's legal position.
Hi, Chair.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
We can hear you, Chair.
Okay, so in other words, the 4G is working today. All right, fine. So basically what I'm saying, colleagues, is we've attached Frank's as an annexure. And there's very little, let me switch off my, if you don't mind, I'm sorry. Right, so there's very little to add to that. Basically, we had these 3 options that he set out and finally offered us 2. And after careful consideration and offline engagement with Momo and Treasury and so on, we agreed that within 24 months, they will bring a bill after they've discussed with the stakeholders. This includes URBA and the Big 4 and the small emerging auditors and the like, and they'll come back to us within 2 years. So having said that, we finally concluded that, and we got a note from Treasury to the effect, which is covered in the quotation marks at the bottom. You'll find it on page, we say National Treasury notes, you'll find it on page 8, okay? And then just before we say the Select Committee on Finance having considered, because overall, the majority in the committee, there's not everybody, supports the inclusion of the mandatory rotation in law, but decided after careful consideration of all the relevant issues not to go ahead with processing a new clause, and strongly recommends that Treasury undertakes the necessary consultation with stakeholders and brings a bill to Parliament with a clause on the rotation in 24 months. Okay, that said, is there anyone who wants to raise the issue? I see some members of the committee propose that parliamentary oversight over the minister's appointment of the board be brought into a future amendment. This was not agreed to by a majority because of the complications. I know the DA argument. I know that it's come up before, and then we in the ANC say, no, we must give the executive some latitude. So we're not going to agree to that, but you can say anything you'd like to say there, Dennis. We can't hear you, Dennis. Can you unmute, please? Dennis? Yeah, now we can hear you. Dennis?
I think he has a problem with network, Chair.
Okay, what we can do as a compromise is say the DA proposed this and the majority rejected it, okay? Willie?
Chairperson, thank you. Eunice, yeah, seeing that this is now going to be, let's use the word postponed, and be discussed further, maybe this is a good thing to have this as part of the discussions in future as well. So that it's not ruled out or ruled in now, but that is one of the things that the committee looks into in the future, and that is what the DA proposes then. Thank you.
All right, except that it's a recommendation, so we'll find the appropriate wording. We will say at this stage, the committee, the majority in the committee does not agree to this, but will consider further discussion when the new bill is brought to Parliament, okay? Something along those lines, Willie. Okay, that said, yeah, go ahead, Willie.
No, I say thank you. That seems fair. Thank you.
Fine, okay. So then we're done. So we'll come back to voting on the report. To go to the bill, colleagues, I turn you now to the bill. Let me find my bill. Right. This is the bill we all have. We've been through all the clauses. So now the bill is being put formally. And in Kulileko, you've done the motion of desirability, obviously. So I will sign that. But for now, I'm going to turn to because we've done the clauses already, just do pages and you will tell me whether you have any issues. So on the first, what we have is page 5 of the text. It has definitions. There's only one there that remains the same. On page 6, any issues? Right, you will put your hand up. Don't raise your hand, just interrupt, because there's no need for me to keep looking at the raise hand function. So if you want to say something, just butt in, as it were. Page 7, page 8, page 9, page 10, page 11, page 12, page 13, page 14, page 15, page 16, page 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and then on the last page we have transitional measures and the title. All right, so obviously we move this in the motion of desirability with a paragraph that's at the end of the report. Is there a mover, please?
Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Seconder, please. Oh dear, no seconder. We'll have to reconvene tomorrow then.
The other members.
Second, Chair.
All right, who's seconding?
The two is seconding, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Troy. That's done. So the bill's adopted. If I understand it correctly, Simon, you're the only party that's objecting to the bill.
Yes, Chair, you are correct.
Okay. Now, secondly, just to report to you, I consulted the 3 party leaders. All agreed that we will have a declaration on the bill on Thursday afternoon. The NCOP chief whip's been apprised, and Mr. Njadu, as a programming officer, has ensured it's there. So all we're going to do is Mr. Njadu will take us through the report, and then if there are parties that declare, the ANC will declare, but otherwise we won't declare because Mr. Njadu's covered us. So would have covered us. Is there anything else people want to raise? So we'll see you on Thursday. Finally, it's 18:09 at the moment. Very quickly, next week, Tuesday, as agreed, we're having a strat plan. The Appropriations and Finance Committee are having a common strat plan as agreed by the House Chair and the Chief Whip, but the last section be separated into appropriations and fiscal framework issues because it's one budget and it's both the same people, and there's no need to have 2 separate strat plans that will overlap considerably. So Plenary and Esther have worked on it. They will let us have it later this week. So next Tuesday will be our only meeting of finance until we come back after the constituency period. We will send you the draft program. We engaged with the NA yesterday and today. I spoke again to the committee secretary this afternoon, and we will come back to you with a program by Friday. They've got 3 bills before them at the moment, 2 private members bill and the bill on what you call, it's a general laws, financial sector, general laws encompassing omnibus bill that will come to us sometime in the next quarter. Otherwise, we will have oversight issues that flow from the fiscal framework report and other issues. Where appropriate, we'll work with the NA committee, but it's often not possible given our different dynamics. But there you are. Is there anything else people want to raise? We'll see you next Thursday and Tuesday in the House. Okay. Thank you all for your cooperation, and I hope people behave in the House on Thursday because I'm bored listening to myself. But now if people get provocative, I'm referring in particular to one person. I shall not mention his name, although it's a surname of M and at least one first name as S, and he likes wearing red, but we shall not identify him. So if he gives us a hard time, we will reply. Otherwise, that too will finish quick. And then I finally move a motion, which I'm sure the chief whip of the party, let's call him the chief whip of the party in this committee, will agree it. The chairperson is congratulated for finishing the meeting at 18:11. If you didn't talk nonsense for 2 minutes, we could have finished at 18:09. Mover, Eunice, seconder, Njadu. Thank you. Goodbye, all. Be good. I know it's hard for you, but be good. Just accept me as your role model, and everything will be fine.
Thank you very much, Chairperson.
Thank you, sir. Comrade.
Bye.
Thank you, Chairperson. Even though I was struggling.
Yeah, but you're here, and that's what matters, comrade.
No, I was
And yeah, I saw that. Don't worry, I saw that. Okay, my sister. Don't worry. Now we're losing you. Okay, my friends, keep well. Bye.